Thanks, Coach. A bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Fields. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Drop deep, drop deep. Switch, switch. Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Off play action, Fields. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch twits.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Fields. He's got Evans. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
Who's one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Off the play fake, Fields. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Check 50, check 50.
Looking to throw. Fields got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Mike Evans His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Ready. Hey, we got to get this stop here, King. Twist.
Now a good running play here to start the drive. That'll net them 14 yards as they pick up the first. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll look up at 28 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll drop the throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Khalil Mack in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Into double coverage, and I do believe this is going to line up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play? Wow, what a disaster. You talk about a guy making a good play on the interception and then just trying to be too cute on the return.
It almost felt like his own gyroscope really got out of whack, didn't it? Going backwards into your own end zone after such a great play. Totally disoriented and gave up 2 points for his team.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Hey, Orbit. Ready?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hockenson. 3rd down here. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
He's going to slip, and he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. The toss play to Montgomery.
Got you, boy. Got you, boy.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
Here we go, D.
Second and 2. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Trey Burton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
It's our time.
80 weapons.
Here's second and 8. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the here to start things out.
Here we go. 70, Indy.
Let's get off the field.
They're going to look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 45-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Set. You draw quarters. 15, Ronnie. 15 line.
36. Kill.
Hey, exit. Hit it.
Back to throw now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Second and long. And his throw here's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their route, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3, cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, up and good. And that will get them one closer. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it second down.
The 23-yard line.
Watch the screen. Pass. Joker, 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 joker. Watch that. Check 9, check 9.
On second down, Montgomery. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effective.
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got Smith here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 22. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down.
218, chop. Hey, Alpha. Switch it. 22 jet bomber.
Back to throw here. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman with a sack. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Ray McLeod. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. No problem there on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. He's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now this time he'll look to throw. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll get this one to Galladay. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. Forced out to his left. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Got it.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
So don't say nothing. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Alert 3, alert 3.
Topper. Snap.
They'll set up to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Ready, ready. 60 outlaw.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T.
Hit it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Able to complete this one to McLeod. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, Jason Garrett sends in his field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Inside of a minute left and a half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, shoot.
On play action, they'll throw. Got an open man, it's McLeod. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking here for Smith downfield. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break. Fields. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense.
Because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Here's Ryan Allen now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here comes Cohen. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Bears take over.
At their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Airing this one out for Evans. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bobby McCain. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. That's complete right around the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
Ready. 60 yards. We own now.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah,
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
They'll start things on first with Tariq Cohen. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Fields. And that is in. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there, you're giving yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They're going to look to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one.
Set 90 Wolf.
Defense, get out the field, defense.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
A pickup of 2 yards. First down, Detroit.
Let's go now. 15, Lonnie.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go one more.
They go play action here on first down. Throw left side, complete to McLeod. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Hey, D-Line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Lions on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 23 yards on the play. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle.
And this is caught for a touchdown. And hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
From the gun, Fields. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hey, I'm coming. He's checking. Crash.
They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Mike Evans with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here, and our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready up.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking...
And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, 76 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming. And that one could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Check.
Throwing on first down. Fields. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The 20 gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31. On 1st and 10, Fields. That is caught by Cohen. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the...
Devin following the incompletion on second down. Back to throw. Fields. And it's caught. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
It's now 4th down and 1.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with a football here as we welcome you back. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Fields. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 9-yard line.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They go to Johnson again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now Johnson. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, in Foxborough there in the 4th quarter. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
To throw on 3rd down. Fields. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And you know they enjoyed taking that knee because they're now going to be 1-2 instead of 0-3. And psychologically, that's a big difference early in the season.
It certainly is. It's a big barrier breaker because you get to 0-3, you're not thinking playoffs. At 1-2, you still believe that you're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, you feel you got some hope on your side. 0-3, things start to look pretty bleak. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time.